Welcome back to another episode of Sal and Pals Go to the Movies. Touly is busy, so I will be reviewing Encanto by myself. And just a fair warning, there's going to be spoilers up ahead, so you've been warned. Maribel, a young Colombian girl, has to face the frustration of being the only member of the Madrigal family without any magical power. So let's begin with my pros. My first pro is the characters seem that they could have their own storyline, and each seem to be very colorful in personality. And speaking about color, the whole movie seems to show off many colors that blend well with each other, also blend into the characters and the environment as well. This is done in a way that is not overwhelming but fits perfectly with the story, as the characters each one is unique and some range from being serious to funny to pranksters. There are many members of the Madrigal family, so there is one that each moviegoer can identify with, but I feel that many will identify with Maribel. Each person has felt as Maribel does in the film at one point or another in their life, and that's the reason why a lot of people will identify with this character. My next point is the story. I feel that this is a story of finding one's place in their own family, or by extension the community. Since Maribel saw the rest of her family contributing to the community with the help of their magical powers, but since she lacked magical powers, she felt that she needed to work extra hard just to be noticed. And yes, there were times that she felt that she was more of a burden than a member of the family. I know that at some times in my life I felt that I'm not living up to the expectations of my family, or I am letting them down, to the point that you feel worthless or even invisible to your own family, or like I said, community, which by extension can be school or even work. Of course, in the movie, the idea of family pressure is there, with Abuela, the grandmother, the leader of the Madrigal family, realizing that she has moved from the path that made her community strong, and with Maribel's help and with no powers, she shows that everyone in the family is powerful in their own way. So to those that have felt or feel that they don't belong within their family, I say go watch this movie, and then you might find courage to speak openly to your family about your feelings, and just like the movie, you might find a way to fix those cracks within your own magical home. And remember, communication is always the key, so don't forget that, and everyone is special in their own way. Next is the original songs by Lin-Manuel Miranda. They fit well with the Disney movie, and they still keep the powerful messages just like his other songs from his previous projects. From the Family Madrigal, which is the song that introduces all the characters, to Surface Pressures, which shines the light on the pressure of school, work, or community that family places on their children and not talking about it, to Colombia, Mi Encanto, which is a love song to Colombia from her people who either are far away from her. It showcases their pride and love for their country. Next point, this movie is different but still keeps the Disney magical element while screaming diversity, not just because the cast, but everybody involved in the project. And even audience who go see the movie, they understand the message that this movie portrays. So you don't need to speak Spanish or be from Colombia to enjoy this movie. You just need to have a family and you will understand what the movie is saying. Now for my cons. My only con about the movie was that we did not see much of the community till the end. And yes, some will point out that the plot of the movie was family issues and not the community issues. But didn't the community exist due to the Madrigal family? So therefore they might be like sort of the second removed cousins from the family or something. I would like to have seen the community's point of view of all the family members. Maybe, for example, maybe some person in the community might have liked Isabel more than Maribel and made it be shown by putting Maribel down, and by doing so Maribel feels more left out. Or they depended more on the strength of Luisa, but then when Maribel comes around they would say to her that she's weak and that they're waiting for the other family members to show up. Small things like this that the community would not think hurts might actually be hurting Maribel more, and by just adding to this to the point that she has her breakdown. Next is a very small detail at the end of the movie when Maribel is found by the river by Abuela, and that's when they have their embrace, which is the key to Abuela seeing her mistakes. I would have liked it if Pedro, el abuelo, would have appeared before her in a magical spirit form and tell her that she is being too harsh on the kids and that she's forgetting her way. This would have made her open up and tell Pedro that she misses him, how she feels about losing him, and that she thinks they need to work harder to honor him. And maybe his response would be, with every new family member with powers or without powers, they are still honoring him more than they can imagine. Something like this to show that you can't measure family bonds, you need to feel them to know that they are there, would be something that I would kind of wanted to see, since they always kept talking about Pedro, but we never saw him except for the flashbacks. So my grade for this movie is going to be a 7.5 out of 10. This is another hit for Disney that illustrates family bonds and that everybody is different but special in their own way. So that does it for this review of Encanto. Please join us next time where we are going to review Spider-Man No Way Home.
Hello, Peter. You're not Peter Parker.
Please like, comment, and subscribe. You can find our social media links below, and like always, keep watching movies.